Okay, today, this one we're going to talk about resistance exercise, building those muscles. This is really important. We talked about this in the other video. 3 times more effective than cardio for burning fat. Again, because muscle burns fat all day and all night when it's activated. Okay, now the difference between bodybuilding or building muscle and toning is this. Toning is getting your muscles into a semi-contracted, ready state. Basically, that means they need to be scared of you a little bit. They can't trust you. You need to mix it up. We're going to talk about the plateau, how to beat the plateau in another video. But the toning is just doing lightweight, high reps, basically getting those muscles and training them to be flexed all the time. The benefits of this are they look better, they show up, they show better definition. 2, you'll feel better because you're going to feel better about the way you look, but also it increases your fat burn and burns more calories. And 3, it prevents injuries. When those muscles are ready for anything and they're kind of tight and you go slip on the ice, they catch you because they don't trust you. They know you're always doing crazy stuff in the gym and mixing it up. And so they don't know what you're going to do next and they stay kind of flexed all the time. I had a friend in high school that used to just flex all the time. And I'm like, when I get angry, which is a lot, I will flex out a lot too, and that's another way you can tone. Just be standing in the store and just flex your abs and just flex those muscles. One way to tone. But you do want to build muscle, and again, muscle's a lot smaller than fat, so don't worry about bulking up if you're trying to get smaller, because muscle's a third the size of a fat cell. Really dense. Okay, it's very heated and burns a lot more calories. Remember, the more muscle you have, the more metabolism you have, the more calories you're going to burn, and that's the secret to keeping it off. Okay, doesn't always mean that you're going to be working with heavy weights. You got to do a lot of machines. Again, machines are very linear. You're doing the same motions all the time. They do a lot of the work for you. They do a lot of the core for you because you're sitting down, your abs are being lazy, and you're just working those one muscles. And so you tend to plateau a little quicker on the machines. What we do at our gym and with Freedom Fitness and with our trainers is functional training. So we use a lot of our own body movements. We're doing body lunges, using our own body weight. We mix it up a lot. Kettlebells, dumbbells, barbells, bands. A lot of ways to do resistance. Lifting up your kids, chairs. I mean, you can work out at home and do a lot of these things. Use your own body weight to do dips, pull-ups, all kinds of push-ups. All those things you can do are weight-bearing exercises. We're adding weight to the muscle and causing it to grow or turn fat into muscle. And I'm going to explain how this works a little bit. Okay? Now, have any of you gone into the gym, started a new program, worked a little with the weights, and started shaking a little bit? It's a good thing. Shake and bake. It's going to be one of our themes today, because when you shake, what's happening is you're working the muscles. You're doing something new. You're a little shaky at it. Your body's not used to it. It's enough weight to make it shake a little bit, and that's a bigger indicator than the burn. The burn's just lactic acid in the muscles. That doesn't mean you're burning fat. That's just a byproduct of this whole process of working the muscles. So the best way to indicate that you're working out with the right amount of weight and you're going to build a little muscle is when you're shaking, especially on those last 3 or 4 reps where you're struggling. It's really important to push through those reps and get a few of those where you're trembling, because that trembling factor is very, very important. And what you're doing when you're shaking is you're taking the weaker, older muscle fibers. Now, muscle fibers are like strings in a rope. Lots of little fibers that are piled together, like in a cord or a rope or a cable. Okay, and when you're shaking, the weaker, older fibers are actually popping like guitar strings. That's what causes some of the shaking. So we put little micro tears in the muscles. We actually tear them a little bit. Okay, now what happens when we tear a muscle fiber? We break that chain. That muscle fiber tears. Then you break down to make a very complex process simple for you. A fat cell has to come in the form of lipids, broken down lipids, and builds a new cell wall to patch those little tears. Okay? So we're turning fat into muscle. Now, if you get enough protein, and we'll talk about that in the nutrition clip, the protein fills this up. Use red, color of muscle. Protein fills up that cell, and you just turned fat into muscle. Okay? Now remember, the fat's a lot bigger than the muscle. I just did the same size here to demonstrate. But you're going to shrink. You're going to shrink up, especially in the waist area, thighs, hips, all those areas you want to shrink up. When you're building muscle from fat, you're going to shrink. Okay? It's a third the size. Alright? So, very important to do weight bearing exercises. This whole process, when you put enough tears, what we do at our gym with our clients is we'll put little tears in either a few muscles every day or all the muscles every day, but you want to make sure you have a little tears and you're shaking all those muscles up a little bit during your program so that you're turning fat into muscle. Your metabolism is going to go up in the process, and then the more muscle we build, the higher your metabolism is. Don't miss out on the weights. Really, really important. You're going to get a lot more progress, and that's going to help you keep your metabolism up, build a lifestyle, and get the results permanently that you want so you don't have to keep battling this the rest of your life. A little bit of weights goes a long way, so make sure you get in the gym, make sure you work with somebody that knows how to do it. That's how I learned. I got a trainer. I was a skinny little kid, had a low metabolism because I didn't have a lot of muscle. I had a lot of injuries in the beginning when I was trying to work out on my own because I didn't know what I was doing. Okay? Really important is to learn form, your posture, and your techniques, making sure those are right. And so go to a professional, go to somebody that knows what they're doing. It's a really good investment into your body and into your future and into your health and into everything, because when you feel better about yourself, it's all going to come back to you. So go to somebody that knows what they're doing, learn some resistance, okay, and then you're going to build your metabolism and be able to keep that weight off over time and get a lot better results on your program. So make sure you don't miss out on this.